Join us on another adventure with Wild and Free,
Interior Alaska.
In this episode, you're going to see some of the struggles faced when we arrive at our frozen cabin and life off-grid, some projects, and our furry friends.
My boots on? Do you know where we're going? To the cabin? Tundra. We are, aren't we? Where are we going? Do you think we're going somewhere? Do you? Should the world see what you do when I open the garage? Yep. Cannot wait. No patience.
As you can see, our dogs are just as excited to go to the cabin as the rest of our family. Stay tuned so you can check out what's to come with a little bit of life off-grid. We just made it out to the cabin. It's 7 p.m. and although I have not figured out how to take a video in night mode, you can clearly see the aurora doing its thing. And we saw some amazing wolf tracks along the way. They were pretty big. And the boys are busy over here already building. We hauled out our table today, and I'll show you how I refinished this as well. But it is out here. It didn't have the best of journey, as you can see. We lost some pieces going over the mountain, but we'll get this table and chairs set up here shortly and have a nice space to play some cards on and eat dinner, and that'll be pretty exciting. I found this table on Marketplace for free. It had been used previously in a dog mushing yard, so it was used to prepare meals on. It was sitting outside, it was getting rained on, it was in terrible shape, but it was free and I refinished. Just want to tell you, you're doing a great job.
You're welcome for my service.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Refinishing our table involved sanding it down and then painting it. And I chose to do spray paint because it was quick and easy. And then I also refinished the top by sanding it and using oven cleaner to strip it back to its natural state. It's 8 p.m. and the boys have not come in from outside. Let's take a look and see what they are doing upon arrival.
And then you can have recess.
Oh, so this is your playground, huh?
Yeah.
At the front of the cabin? Wow, you guys have put in some good work. We haven't been here that long. Look at that. That's a pretty sweet playhouse.
Yeah.
Hello. All right, so I am building the dogs a little raised bowl. So we're not going to be using their travel bowls anymore because I'm making this cabin a home for the dogs too. Since I was putting together our table, I felt it was appropriate that the dogs got their table put together.
You have two of those?
Huh?
You have two of those?
Two of these bowls?
No, like the whole thing.
No.
Just one?
The dogs are going to eat next to each other.
That'll be interesting.
They love each other. Yeah. At least I've told myself they love each other. I mean, it's just going to be their food. So, like, one will eat it next to each other, and then next to each other at home. Maybe not the same bowl, but their bowls are next to each other. So this dog bowl set was purchased on Amazon, highly recommended on Black Friday for $13, and it's been holding up pretty well.
Meanwhile, we've been here about a half an hour. Probably. I don't know, I'm making that up, but it's about 21 and a half degrees, so gone up 4 or 5 degrees so far.
We're not wasting any time getting stuff done, that's for sure. Putting together a table, putting together the dog's table. Look at that, it's just an evening of building tables.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, look, that looks pretty good.
What are the little corner things for?
That was to protect it in travel. Oh. They must have known it was going to be traveling, rattling around inside of this here cabinet in a snow machine over the mountain.
6 mile ride on a mountain, yeah. Look at that, all done.
Beautiful! I love it.
Just get one bowl thing, she said. It'll work. They'll both eat next to each other.
She doesn't even want to eat. That's the problem.
because their food is frozen out here. I can't get the top off. So I'm gonna try with this because cold weather problems.
Look at that, frozen. Solid.
All right, so what you do is you make this like this, and then you shave it for them. I imagine this is probably what they do when, like, the mushers are feeding. You know, they just shave frozen food, little snacks, when they can't heat it up on the go. Tell me when with your Parmesan. Okay, would you like some? Tell me when.
While I know this might not be exciting for some, these are just some of the challenges faced upon arriving at a frozen cabin with frozen supplies.
Oh, fine. It's close enough. She'll get there.
It's been about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're up to about a little less than 32 degrees.
So I'm attempting to wash the pan, but it was freezing on impact, so it's not really working out like I'd hoped because it was sticking and freezing.
The frozen condition of our cabin poses many challenges that we need to overcome immediately upon arriving, and trying to prepare a meal is one of them.
It's now about 9 p.m. It's not when we normally eat, but it's when we're eating here. We cooked some pizza. First time we've ever had a pizza in a cabin, so that's pretty cool. Just making some coffee on this beautiful morning. There's an art to this pour over. The art of, did I go too far? Ooh, that's perfect. Look at that. Beautiful cups of coffee for a beautiful morning.
So we're gonna be washing our dishes from last night before I'm able to make breakfast because I gotta get some space. So to do that, it's pretty simple. You just turn on your water. Yeah, there's no water. Okay, so I actually put some water in this beautiful little sink, and because it's always cold out here, using regular dish soap doesn't work because it freezes and takes forever to thaw. So we have a bar of dish soap, and that is from Miwpiw, Miwpiw Eco Kitchen Soap Bar. It smells really good, and it's kind of the coolest thing that I found once I kept getting a little discouraged with my soap being frozen. So I highly recommend it if you are only going out to your off-grid property every once in a great while and you don't have a constant heat source, because it allows you to still do your dishes and not worry about trying to heat up water to heat up your soap. And I'm gonna leave the water in there because we're gonna have more dishes in a little bit, since we're actually using, you know, our pans and cups and everything. So I have my soapy one, and then I'm going to use my non-soapy one to rinse it. Obviously this pizza pan is a little too large, so it couldn't just fit in our sink. But it's all about making things work.
This weekend we added the pantry, which is really nice because we can finally stop living out of a tote with everything. So we'll take a look, see what's in here. We've got some spices. Bruce will check it out and show you. We've got this popcorn tin from Walmart is turned into storage for some ramen in case we need a quick, easy meal. There's canned goods in there. There's pancake mix. There's tons of snacks for the kids in boxes. Over here, we've got our coffee, our coconut oil, and we got flour and sugar up there, and our plates, which we haven't used yet because I really want to wait until we get our sink set up Just some storage down there. We got some bowls and strainers in here. We've got our utensils. Of course, we have our cast iron, which we always cook with. Most amazing thing to cook with out here. And then in here, we've just kind of got measuring cups and can openers and some other coffee things, coffee cups, and towels and bags. Then we have our little dishwashing station, as you see here. We've got our solid dish soap and our scrubbers and cloths and everything else. Eventually, that will be hooked up, the sink, to a foot pump. But for now, we have our fridge under there, and that's where our garbage is stored. And then we have some more pots and pans in here for cooking and baking and all of that. So our pretty functional, cute little kitchen has come together. And of course, we have more storage up top for cocoa, tea, coffee, and all of that. Another thing we got set up was the table. You watched us build it, but here it is in the daylight. Nice little dining space finally that we can eat at, play card games. Space is really coming together. It's starting to be more like home instead of just a cabin. And I can't say that I hate it. Organized their loft a little bit today, and now they have so much room for activities. Look at this. Amazing. Just when you think you're done, you're not. And apparently it's now 31 outside in the sun. Yeah, so we've been having some issues with our door closing as it continues to settle and we continue to level it. So we had to trim our door and the door frame. It's not pretty, but it works. Also, look at it outside. So then our door will close, and that means more of a mess for me. It's fine. Hey, look at your teeter-totter in the daylight.
Yeah.
Show me how it works. Get on, Camden.
Kind of got it a little broken.
Also, look at that beautiful sunrise.
Got it.
Nice.
Got it again. Nice.
Good job, bud. He is shooting all the way over there. As you can see, we are having more of a balance of fun as opposed to work to enjoy life out here. And of course, getting firewood. That is a crucial part of what we need to do every weekend out here. Nothing beats this view using the outhouse this morning. Damn, what a sight. I was talking about the sunset. I mean sunrise, of course. Yeah, totally. For Christmas, we decided to get our boys a new to us 2017 Skidoo Tundra snow machine so that as they continue to grow, they can start to learn on a bigger machine that's going to suit them for much longer than their little 120 so that they can navigate the mountain area and make it out to our cabin with us for many years to come. So we decided to have more of a balance between work and play and go past our cabin and locate a ridge that we could do some fun family sledding on. And it was an absolute blast to just enjoy time out there in the middle of the woods by ourselves. So we just got this white Skidoo Tundra on Tuesday, and we didn't really even test drive it. We just fired it up. The guy seemed pretty honest and it was too good of a deal to pass up. So we love our other Tundra, and we wanted something for the boys to grow into. So we picked it up, and we hooked up the SIG, and we came out to the cabin this weekend, and now we're out here, and it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. And we are sledding and having an amazing time in our neighborhood. Right?
Yeah.
While I know you aren't seeing a lot of construction as that starts to slow down, although we have numerous projects ahead of us, we are trying to create more of a balance between work and play and actually enjoy and make memories out here with our kids, which is the most important part of our lives. Not only do we play games when we're at the cabin together and go on adventures and go hunting, we also do a lot of dancing together out here just for absolute time together and cherishing all the moments. We love music and we download music and play it on a speaker and just simply enjoy each other's company. What you got there?
Bag of wood.
A bag of wood? What are you using?
A bag.
It's called Cougar Outdoor. How'd it work?
It's easier than carrying it by hand.
Yeah, did vertical or horizontal work better?
Neither.
Oh. Well, good news is you get to try again. I don't know what you'll do this time. Diagonal?
That's what I was gonna say.
You were! What are you making?
Well, we got our pre-cooked sausage. We got our 99-cent pasta. We got our canned corn. And the whole thing takes less than 15 minutes.
Can't go wrong with that. And on a budget. So this morning we're going to be making some chocolate chip muffins. This is super easy to do out here because the only ingredient that's required is water. So you do need to grease your non-stick pan first. And I don't really know if this is stick or non-stick since it's our first time using it. So I'm going to go ahead and grease it anyways. And similar to our dish soap, using a solid-based product is recommended in the cold. So we're using coconut oil and simply just coat this. While we keep some food on hand out here in case of emergency, most weekends we do try to plan our meals and bring it with us. Eventually, when we're out here a little more long term, we'll be able to make some more exquisite meals, but this is just what can you do when you're only out here for a weekend. You have limited things on hand, and these muffins are a great idea. Having an oven out at the cabin is a completely new idea for us and game changer. So trying to come up with meals that are quick and easy with very limited ingredients is a new task for us as we embark on our weekends out here until we are full time. You ready to go? We're gonna set them in our beautiful little oven and set our timer for 17 minutes. Great thing about this, no batteries required, functions in the super cold. It's a magnificent tool that's been around for a long time that I've never had any other reason to ever use one, and now here we are, and I like it.
Gonna make grown-up breakfast. Bacon's a little frozen.
Well, that just means that our snow is super cold in our cooler, or should I say our refrigerator. You saw the kids having muffins. We are going to have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich made with our own chicken's eggs. Hey, what'd you do over here?
Cut my finger trying to get the frozen bacon out of the package.
It's on our first rodeo cutting some fingers during this build and lifestyle, so always being prepared is crucial. So we have a med kit on hand and gonna let this guy get himself bandaged up, but after excuse me, some other incidents, we've got a pretty nice extensive med kit on hand, but we'll only need a band-aid today because it happens. Always be prepared. We have chickens at home and we brought out their eggs. But on the journey, the eggs froze. But it's not the first time we've thawed eggs and used them, except these didn't get to thaw. And so we're trying to, gently thaw them without any heat on in the already hot pan and then cook them. We'll see how they turn out. It'll either work or it won't. In Alaska, our chickens lay their eggs, and often they are frozen by the time we collect them and bring them inside, because that happens when it's 20 below or 40 below, and we don't provide them much of a heat source, so our eggs will often freeze, and as long as they didn't crack, we thaw them and use them, and never had an issue. So in case anybody ever wondering if you can have frozen eggs, you can.
Currently, we are experiencing some pretty cold weather, and yes, our eggs are frozen every day, no matter how quickly we collect them.
To me, it turned out pretty good. And our muffins. How is it?
Yummy.
Yummy?
Yummy. Tastes like
Great.
a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, even better than a chocolate chip muffin. How's that sandwich with your frozen egg and bacon?
Almost gone.
Nice. Another thing that we did in the evening was put up a little bit of decoration around our fireplace. So it's a start. We have bears and moose because it's very appropriate for out here in interior Alaska. And well before we knew we'd be moving to Alaska, ironically, the nickname of my oldest is Bear, and the nickname of my youngest is Moose. So it's always been fitting that we have a bear and a moose kind of as a symbolism of our family. And then of course, being in interior Alaska, they're very prevalent. So it just fits in our cabin and really just completes this for us.
So after last week of leveling the edges, we got to come out to the middle and kind of fill in where it also raised up. Kind of a rookie mistake not doing it last week, but no harm, no foul, because we support on everything else. So I am attempting to put some shims under here. Which looks easier than it is. There's smoke around your arms, and you don't really want to go any further, but they also could go further. Not all the way in. Let's see.
Loading up here. It's pretty windy, so it's a little colder today than some of the other weekends. And it's starting to snow. As you can see, it's pretty cloudy, snowing. We're usually the only ones out here. Woo! Instead of using our loading ramps, we just back up to this little bank and load them up like that. There we go. And we'll get them all strapped down, and then we'll get the sleds loaded. So, yeah, pretty quick process. We kind of got it down. As you can see, the vehicle's pretty icy. Kind of cute. All those little icicles on it. It's definitely a chillier time out here. Got the Tundras loaded up. Got the SIG up there. Strap that down in a moment. Just quickly tie off the excess. Nothing fancy. A little windy out here. area. Windy, snowy, a little brutal. We've been spoiled lately. And let's see, we got my SIG. I'm gonna strap that down. Give it enough time to kind of get the hang of where everything needs to go. This sled up. It's the dog sled. And it just sits kind of hanging out here on the back. A nice full load. Eventually we won't have to haul things out, so we won't need the SIG. Just the dog sled. Going under?
Let's swap sides.
So nice out. Hold on, mine's like not up on this edge. You want it to be?
Go over the edge.
Okay, there we go. Now you got a lot of excess. Oop. Okay. Whew. It's definitely a little chilly on my fingers out here. It'll ride or it'll slide.
Thanks for joining us.
Give us a like and subscribe and follow for our next adventures on Wild and Free.
Interior Alaska.